Why hello everyone and welcome back to SamCastGS. Two things. One, I'm sorry about not making a video on Friday, I was hanging with the family. And two, I am once more doing a video in my room, because there are people downstairs and I don't want to disturb them. So I've been thinking a lot in what to talk about in today's video. And then it hit me. Why don't I just talk about what I was learning in class? Now I've already done a video on math, so I'm gonna go to the next subject, which is history. Now obviously I don't have enough time to explain everything, so I'm just gonna do like an abridged version. I'm gonna start with the whole revolution. America basically saying, you know what, Britain, you kind of suck, so we're gonna make our own little country here, because we already have all these colonies, and we have our own economy kind of thing going. And you know what, we're doing pretty well on our own here, so we don't think we need you. So, yeah, we're gonna start our own little country. To which Britain was like, oh, we can't let you do that, guys, because we kind of need to control you here. Now they had like this complex where they need to control something. No offense to Britain. Britain is awesome. They gave us Hugh Laurie. Freaking awesome actor. But anyway, back to the revolution. One major part of the revolution I want to talk about is George Washington. One of the worst generals we have ever had. This guy was so bad at what he did. Now, he made an excellent president. I mean, he had all these ideas and they were all to the point. They were precise. Everything he said would go badly if people did that. They went badly. Like he said they would. So he was really, really good at that. But being a general, not so much. Now, during the revolution, my history book says that he was a brilliant, ingenious strategist, which has got to be one of the most biased things in the entire history book. They're talking about his ingenious strategy to run away from the British instead of engaging them, so he could draw them away from their supply line. Now, I'm sure that's somewhat true, but at the same time, I'm sure he was just kind of running like, oh crap, oh, we can't fight these guys, so we're just gonna run around a little bit. And then toward the end, when things started turning around because they were far away from the supply line, he was like, oh yeah, that was my strategy. Now, I'm not giving Washington no credit. There was crossing the Delaware, which was not very significant, taking Trenton and all, but it boosts morale because they really, really needed a victory. Now, here's my opinion on crossing the Delaware to take Trenton. The Hessians, the German mercenaries that were in Trenton, were asleep when they attacked, and I think that's because they were thinking, there is no way that this guy is going to be stupid enough cross a frozen river with wooden boats carrying people and horses and cannons. So they were like, yeah, we can just relax, let's go to sleep. But Washington's like, okay, we really need a victory, so we're gonna cross this river whether you people like it or not. So they crossed the Delaware, and they took Trenton. 1,500 Hessian mercenaries, which is impressive, but at the same time, I think it's because he did the stupidest thing that he could have possibly done at that moment. And there was no way they could have expected him to do that. So that happened, and that boosted morale. Then there was Saratoga. Now that was impressive. That really has nothing to do with George Washington. Actually, it does have something to do with George Washington, because he was there. But when Burgoyne was coming up the Hudson to aid the British, we were like, oh, this is a great opportunity, let's cut him off, and then we'll do all this stuff and we'll be awesome. So they did that. They cut Burgoyne off, prevent him from aiding the British, so they were able to beat Burgoyne and prevent the British from getting more help. So they were in a tight squeeze. So that was great. Now moving on to a very impressive general, Lafayette, whose full name I cannot remember because it's the longest freaking name I've ever heard in my entire life. Lafayette was 19 years old, and he was an amazing general. Like, so great. He was my age. I could have been Lafayette, except I wasn't French, and I'm not a brilliant strategist, and I'm not even in the army. I can't even really be in the army because my Asperger's rules me out of the draft. Other than all those differences, we are pretty much the same person. Side note, I love that the French joined us just because they wanted to see Britain get thrashed. So when Lafayette wanted to come help us out, France was like, hey, no, let's not do that yet. We want to make sure we get the jump on Britain because we don't want them to know that we're aiding the Americans just yet. But Lafayette was like, I want to go, I want to help these guys. So he found a way to sneak to America. He landed in the South. He had to bribe some people to get horses and such so they can make their way north to where we were. And when he got there, he helped us out a bunch. So anyway, I gotta get going. I got some stuff to do. Feel free to subscribe. There's a link to my channel in the description. I would very much appreciate some more subscribers. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you on Wednesday.